Hey guys, welcome back to another Morphogen Nutrition product breakdown video, and today I'm going to talk about the new Hexagen intra workout product. Okay, so as always, I like to go over some of the bullet points on the product, and then I want to talk to you guys about a couple things with this formula, why some of these ingredients were chosen and why it's a little bit different than your typical intra workout carbohydrate formula, and obviously go over each ingredient from there. So first off, just looking at some of the benefits of the product, rapid glycogen replenishment and increasing blood glucose, blood flow and nutrient delivery, increased ATP production, decreased acid and ammonia buildup, and fatigue prevention, hydration and muscle cell volume, electrolyte rich, can be added to replace sports drinks, non-stimulant formula safe for most athletes, can be taken before, during, and after games or workouts, can be stacked with any pre-workout or recovery amino acid product. Year-round exercise performance does not need cycled. Okay, so yeah, main takeaways on the product. Now, I mentioned some of the issues with current intra-workout products on the market. You run into a lot of products that are either something like Carbolin or a highly branched cyclic dextran, for example. They have, you're looking at these very high molecular weight carbohydrates that have a very fast speed of gastric emptying, and that's good and it's bad. It's good in some senses in that it can help prevent some of the gastric distress from a much slower digesting carbohydrate, but in larger amounts the gastric emptying becomes too quick, or too much going too quick, and can actually cause gastric distress. And I was noticing this in clients that were using higher amounts of intra-workout carbohydrates, and it was causing like a diarrhea and gastric distress because these carbs were going through them so quickly. And then also with that was causing swings in blood sugar that were a little hard to control because the insulin signaling and the carbohydrates and rate of digestion weren't really matching up very well, because these carbohydrates essentially required no digestion. They more or less just kind of fly through. So that's what we were trying to address with this product, along with some of the other additional benefits that I'll go over. All right, so we'll go over the ingredients and run right down the list, talk about dosages, and go from there. All right, guys, so first off is cluster dextrans. So that's the highly branched cyclic dextran. I just talked about that. We did add that to the product, but it is added in a 10-gram dose per scoop. Just for reference, one serving of the product is 25 grams carbs. So you guys will see how this carb blend lines up. So again, 10 grams of the cyclic dextrans, that is the very high molecular weight carbohydrate. It digests very quickly, fast gastric emptying, and so on and so forth. And then next is D-ribose. So this is also another simple carbohydrate. There is 10 grams in here. Now with this particular carbohydrate can also potentially help with ATP production and has some cardioprotective benefits. So we're using a dose shown in the research to help with those, give you those additional benefits. So there's 10 grams. So we're at 20 grams of carbs so far. And then your third carbohydrate is dextrose, which is a simple sugar. It's a little bit slower digesting than the cluster dextran. It's not particularly super slow, but it's slower, and this blend is going to release at a speed that's going to help maintain more stable blood sugar levels, and then avoid that extremely fast gastric emptying dump, I guess, if you will, if you're consuming larger amounts of carbohydrates. So if you're someone that's going to use 2 scoops, 3 scoops, 4 scoops, something like that, this blend is going to be extremely beneficial in that regard. Okay. And then next is Hydromax glycerol. So that is a hyperhydration agent. That is something that you might see in like a pump product. It's going to go along really well with the fluid and electrolytes and everything that's added to this product. and help with hydration and cellular volume. Okay. So next on the list is Ornithine HCl. This is an amino acid that's going to help with reduction of ammonia production. So it's going to help prevent fatigue, increase endurance. Also helps with citrulline production, so help with nitric oxide production down the chain as well. And you're getting 2,000 milligrams per scoop here, okay, or per serving, I should say. So next ingredient is creatine magnesium chelate. Most people know what creatine is. It's going to increase ATP, cellular hydration. Now, the magnesium chelate form is adding an additional source of magnesium, helps the product be a little more absorbable. Magnesium is an electrolyte, so that's going to add to the electrolyte content of the actual product, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later on. Okay, so that's what you're getting there, and actually next on the list would be the electrolytes anyhow, so we'll go right into that. So your sodium and potassium, you're getting your primary electrolytes there. They come in a pretty high amount in this, so it's going to be approximately 4 times higher than your typical sports drink. We're looking at, in the product, we're looking at 1,000 milligrams of sodium citrate and 500 milligrams of potassium citrate. Now, removing the citrate itself, you're getting about 375 milligrams of sodium and about 240 milligrams of potassium. The citrate salts makes it a lot more bioavailable, so that's why we're using that particular form of electrolyte, because there's a lot of different forms of sodium and potassium and what they're bound to, so that's why that form is in the product. All right, next on the list is Elevate-ATP. That is a plant extract that's going to help with, you probably guessed it, ATP production. So it's going to help with energy, training performance, and you're getting 75 milligrams per serving of the Hexagen. Okay, and next ingredient on the list is S7. That is a blend of plant extracts. Maybe something you guys haven't heard of. It's not something that you commonly see in a lot of products, but we chose to use it in here because it does help with vasodilation and nitric oxide production. So it's going to help with oxygen delivery and nutrient delivery and help with your training performance within the training session. Okay, and the last ingredient on the list is Hexagen. This is another blend, herbal blend, proprietary blend, or patent, I guess you should call it patented blend. As you notice, we use a lot of the patented forms of ingredients. So if you're ever confused, a lot of these ingredients will break down like what's actually in the patented form. In this, it's going to help with insulin sensitivity, helps with sensitivity at the insulin receptor, so better glucose transport, and also help reduce fatigue. So again, that's your ingredient profile. Boom. All right, there is breakdown of nutrition facts, and then obviously your actual ingredient profile broken down, full disclosure and all the ingredients. As always, that is Hexagen. A couple other things on the product. It is unflavored, so you guys can add this to anything. You can pretty much, you can add it to your amino acids if you're using an EAA product. You could add it to a pre-workout product. You could add it to post-workout shake. I just used it today. I added it to Synthogen. As you can see, it's got a little bit of moisture in the product, and that's mainly from the Hydromax glycerol. This stuff's awesome for hydration. I'm training outside. It's really hot. Definitely helps improve the sessions outside. So again, check it out. It's up on the site. I will link it up. And as always, if you guys have any questions, let us know.